Chanel, so do you think men with kids are weird or men without kids are weird? I feel like men without kids are weird.
If I had to choose out of both of those, I would agree with you.
Yeah. And why do you feel like they're weird?
Because of the maturity, their mental, like they mature differently. So like men with kids, they kind of enhance quicker than the guys without them.
Exactly, y'all. Men with kids, they be weird. I'm telling y'all, they be weird. I mean, men without kids, they be weird. My bad. I mean, men with kids be weird too, but men without kids, it's like they a different breed. Like, yeah. And I'm not saying like I don't want to date a dude without.
I would prefer to without.
I mean, without kids, but I'm just saying they be weird. Like they just be weird. Like I don't understand why they be weird.
I see all the men in my comments that were talking mad shit because I said that it is a red flag for an older guy not to have kids. Girl. Y'all, I will always stand by that. And most men believe that too.
No, they don't.
Because why are you 40, 50 years old with no kids? You don't have low sperm count.
What?
Now, I can see if you did have a low sperm count or you had some type of issue where you can't have kids or you spend majority of your life in prison.
Girl.
Or locked up somewhere. That would make a lot of sense to me. But just being 40, 50 years old with no kids, that is crazy as hell to me. Why don't you have any kids?
Like the video, share the video, subscribe. I'm gonna warn y'all right now, in today's dope discussion, I will be going off. Okay. And ladies, don't you fret. We do have some men in the comments that have responded to what you all are asking and saying. And we also have some follow-up clips of men speaking on this matter. But me personally, I find it to be complete and total bird brain, dumb behavior and thought process for a woman, especially in 2026, questioning the motives behind why an adult in general is planning around not having any children. Have y'all seen the economy? Let's start there. The economy is trash, and a lot of y'all out there who have children, you shouldn't have them yourselves. You're broke. You're struggling. So bringing additional mouths into that equation is just irresponsible at the very least. And for crying out loud, you all, I just cannot help but to call these females and these video clips that we just watched stupid AF for saying that, oh, if you're an older man, you should have a whole bunch of children running around because how dare you be responsible and mindful about the women that you choose to procreate with? How dare you prioritize your well-being and your finances over just being reckless with spreading your seed far and wide? I mean, I can only understand it a little bit if you have been in prison. Girl, what? Tell me you only deal with broke bum, dust mites, and prison bays without telling me you only deal with broke bums, dust mites, and prison bays. Like, girl, it shows on a lot of these chicks out here that they only deal with low vibrational, irresponsible, reckless men. I'm sorry, males. Y'all not dealing with men. There's a difference. Because for you to even come up with this and connect dots in this way shows and proves that you have no idea what a mature, masculine, grown, responsible man is. You've never had one. You don't qualify for one. Hell, a lot of y'all are not even the type of women that these men who are of a particular status in life would even choose from. And can I be abundantly clear and honest with this one? And again, like the video, share the video, and subscribe, you all. A lot of the women out there who talk like this and who think like this, they're only saying certain things along these lines because they're secretly upset that y'all are not getting them impregnated. Now, follow me with this, because a lot of men out there, ladies, y'all are just not their cup of tea. And that is a part of the conversation that a lot of us don't want to touch on. But fellas, you have women out here who feel like they should be able to have access to you monetarily, physically, energetically, romantically, due to you being somebody that is stable in life, due to you being the type of man that may be successful, attractive, you have motion, like they want access to you. And a lot of these chicks out here know and understand that the most sure and easy way to gain access to a man in that way is by way of a child. What did I say earlier? A lot of the women out here are struggling. They're broke. They don't have a lot of great things working for them. And so for them to see a lot of you all out here being stable, being successful, maybe you're a mature man, a masculine man, and you don't have certain responsibilities, it's like, damn, he got all of this wealth. He got all of this free time, all of this good man standing right here, and he's not going to share it with me. He's not going to help me out with it. And yes, that is the time that we're living in today. Ladies, y'all got to step y'all's game up. I keep telling y'all this. The men are cutting off access. No, I'm not going to impregnate you so that you can have access to me for a lifetime. No, I'm not going to settle down with you and build a life with you when you would essentially bring me down in the process of trying to build something with you. You're destructive. Your mentality alone, ladies, the women in this clip, and I'm pretty sure it was a lot of women out there who agree with this. Y'all's mentality alone disqualified y'all. For you to even think this stupid, it's like, no, she definitely should not be out here procreating. And I'm definitely not going to be the one who partakes in it with her. I don't want a stupid woman raising my children. And like I said, y'all, it was men in the comments who actually responded. Okay, this guy here says, I call it a flex. I mean, no baby mama drama, no added responsibilities and expenses. I really don't see the problem, but you're entitled to your opinion. Laughing face. And a lot of these men, they're not taking y'all seriously. They don't even care about what y'all talking about. Y'all sound dumb. Like, yeah, girl, I actually think this is a flex. It's a lot of perks and benefits to this lifestyle. I don't have to deal with all this stress, all the headache, all the strife. And like I said earlier, a lot of y'all chicks, y'all are just not even equipped to handle being a mother, let alone somebody's wife, let alone somebody's spouse. So yeah, you can get ghosts. I don't care. Somebody else says, stop speaking for men, period. And having kids ain't a requirement, especially in this time we're living. And that right there is what I'm talking about. A lot of men today are not only thinking about their health and overall well-being financially, energetically, mentally, emotionally, but they're also thinking about a child and what would bringing a child into this world look like in today's time. And although I'm going to be honest about this, although a lot of the men out here are faring a lot better than the women, we're all still going through it. We're all still trying to make things shake. So for that to be the case for a lot of us in today's economy, again, is it responsible? Is it healthy to bring children into this world at this current time? No. And a lot of the women out there, y'all are used to dealing with guys who don't give a damn about you or them damn kids. So yeah, he don't mind just procreating all over the damn place. He don't mind just leaving kids with a deadbeat baby mama who cannot fend for herself or a child and just going about his life. And so when a man actually is thoughtful and mindful about what he is doing with his life, and he's thinking about the domino effects of his ways and actions, y'all can't fathom it. It's like, what? Something got to be wrong with him. Because how did he get to this age and this stage in his life and he ain't got no kids? I mean, I can only understand if you've been locked up. Girl, dumb. And I'm so sorry about it. All right. Somebody else says, wearing a condom is a flex. Y'all be going raw, which is why y'all don't get attention from real men. Uh-oh. My choice is STDs and HIV things you probably have or had. I wasn't going to go there, y'all. But like the video, share the video, subscribe. And I do have some additional clips that I'm going to run for y'all in a second. And these men brought home some very valid points. And the last guy that I'm going to share with y'all today, he went off worse than me. Okay. So stay tuned. But I got to address this. All right. Men of a particular status who have worked hard to build themselves up. These are not only the men that we see that don't have children today because they're thinking about all parties involved and the overall health and well-being for everybody involved, but they are also not reckless And they are also very responsible enough to wrap it up. Y'all do know that it's a such thing as contraception. Y'all do know that, right? Excuse the men today for not wanting to catch STDs. Excuse the men today for wanting to be wise with who they choose to lay down with. Like, that's a thing. The men today have standards, priorities. And I find it to be very, very revealing and telling that you have women out here talking like this. This is showing and proving to me personally that a lot of y'all are choosing wrong. Uh-oh. Whoopsie. Y'all are choosing the wrong men to procreate with. And like I said, in my humble opinion, the guys that y'all see out here who don't have children and they are flourishing without the children, without the women, and so on and so forth, I think y'all are secretly jealous of those men and you want in on what he got going on. And so your way of getting in on what he has going on is to try to shame him and ridicule him so that he can go ahead and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and procreate with you. And then boom, you got him. You got access to his money. You got access to his time, his energy. And that's the plot. And quiet as kept, you all, a lot of the chicks out here, y'all are, like I said earlier, procreating with broke, dusty dust mites who don't care about you, who are not thinking about you or the children that he brings into this world with you. They don't care. So for y'all to possess that mentality alone, that a man that does not have any children, something is wrong with him and he's a red flag, that shows and tells to me that y'all choose piss poor quality men to procreate with because those guys are not around. And if they were, you wouldn't be out here complaining about men not having kids at this particular age because, you know, you should, because you got this going on and you got that going on. And I just don't understand why you just can't pick me. Uh-oh. Am I talking too much? Somebody else says, maybe he has priorities and discipline, something that y'all are not used to. It says, so doing the right thing is wrong. Females with low IQ say the most backwards-ish. And I could not have said that any more flawlessly myself. But with that being said, y'all, let's run these next clips and see how many of y'all out there, whether you are a man or a woman, can relate and co-sign what these guys had to say.
So my people in their 30s and 40s who ain't got no kids, like at this point, do y'all really still want kids? I mean, I know my reason why I don't have any kids. My grandma asks me all the time. She say, hey, why don't you have kids? Like, you know what you're doing, right? And I laugh every time I say, Granny, it's just not that simple. I've dated mothers and they've all told, now it's sad when you date mothers and they tell you, hey, be careful who you have kids by, because it fucking matters who you got kids by, because the woman changed and the father changes as well. Those same women also said you also got some no good women that just want to trap a good man so the man can take care of her and the child forever. We're going to flip it also. You also got some no good men out here that will actually trap a woman all because they want to have access to you for the rest of your fucking life. And it's not just about going out. So you can go and sleep with anybody and have sex and have kids with anybody, but it's not that you have to, where you know how your mindset is. You have to worry about the other person's mindset of the person that you're having a kid with. And then to be honest, on some real, that's the most honest reason I love my fucking free time. I look at people with kids and I be tired as fuck coming from work home to jump, just living my best life, and to come home and take care of the kid after that. Are you fucking serious? Right now? No, fuck no. And I know they say being a parent is the most selfless thing you can do. I hear that. But I just got to this point in my life, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm being selfish as a motherfucker right now because I want to enjoy all my life till its fullest. And I know sometimes with kids, you just not able to do that because you're living for the kid. Like you said, it's a selfless event that just happened.
Hey, would you believe that a whole lot of women are mad at me because I said, how many more kids are you gonna have without being proposed to or married? Right? My analogy I used was, when you have kids and they go to high school and college and all the shit, you tell them to go to college, you tell them to get a good job, you tell them to be an entrepreneur, you tell them all type of things to make their life successful. And why do you tell them that? You tell them that so they can set themselves up for the best case scenario. And I said that's the same thing that marriage is you setting up your child and your household for the best case scenario, right? Cool. Now I have a question. My question is, all y'all who are mad at me in the comments, women that are mad at me in the comments, what are y'all telling your daughters?
Ooh.
Don't try to change up now. What are y'all telling your daughters? Because if you in the comments saying, well, shit happens and marriage ain't everything, you telling your daughter that too? I want to know. Like, you telling your daughter that too? Like, oh, yeah, man, it's good. Like, if a nigga just do what he do and y'all don't work out, fuck it.
They're not. Let's pause and hit the like for me, y'all. It's a lot coming at us right now. So we got to unpack it bit by bit. And we're not even done yet. Because he already going off and he already driving home some valid points. But yeah, all of this is coping. You know, women coming through making it seem like being married and settled down in a stable union is something that is dumb and unreasonable and something that they never wanted. It's all to just make themselves feel better about their lack of discipline, their lack of setting into place certain boundaries, them not choosing the proper men. Like the last guy said, look, you got to be very careful about who you allow into your life. You can't just have somebody out here trying to trap you, quote unquote, with a baby because they want access to you. And I touched base on that earlier. Like the men are thinking like this. And ladies, y'all should be thinking like this too. And had y'all been thinking this way and processing everything in this regard, y'all probably wouldn't have the children that you have today. Maybe you would have planned a little bit better for them, instead of trying to chastise these men and make it seem like you made all the right choices as far as you bringing children into the world for yourself. But yeah, like all of this is valid, you all. If y'all think that these women feel like it's cool not to be in a stable union or marriage and just be baby mamaed, and that's feasible and that's something that is, you know, ideal for a woman to do, yeah, no, you're out your mind. They don't believe that. It's all cold, because I bet my last dollar when it comes to them raising their daughters, they are telling and teaching their daughters to make sure, hey, you marry before you carry. It's just that when it comes to them, they have to pretend. They have to save face. They have to keep up a perception and a facade to cope with their decision. But let's continue. Let me know if y'all agree or disagree. But we got more. He going off. Okay, look at him. You know he getting ready to go off. Let's continue though.
Remind me to keep my son away from y'all daughters. On the dead homies. That shit sound dumb as a bitch. You telling your daughter you setting your life up for college, school, entrepreneurialism, all type of shit, right? And then I tell them that marriage don't matter.
Stupid.
I'm gonna keep my son away from you raggedy motherfuckers, including them little bald head ass daughters too. That shit weird as fuck to sit there and say that marriage don't matter because you fucked up. No, nigga, you fucked up. It matters. It has value, but it has value to the people who understand its value. You get what I'm saying? Don't sit there and act like marriage has no value because you was out here nuck if you bucking, throwing that little butt around, nigga. Don't act like it don't matter now. Nigga, no, it matters and it holds the same standard and the same value that it always has, but to the right person. Like, okay, you find a person in the middle of a village, you hand them a gold coin, they're gonna look at this like, ooh, shiny, and try to bite it and don't give a fuck about it. You get that motherfucker to me, I'm gonna be like, oh, I know exactly what this is worth. It depends on who it's around to who values it. That's the whole shit. And I don't know why y'all don't understand that. Then you want to, y'all in the comments exposing yourself like, it ain't marriage, ain't nothing, it ain't that serious. So you let a nigga shoot the club up. You can die from having kids, have complications from having kids. You can have a kid that has a mental health issue or disability. You can have all these things from having pregnancies, right? You can go fucking batshit crazy because some people have chemical imbalances. What is that called? Postpartum depression?
Yeah.
That's a chemical imbalance from having a kid and it's fucking with your all your shit. Okay, so you can have all that, right? But then say, oh, a wedding, a ring, commitment, that's too much.
Please.
Are you fucking stupid?
Yes, they are. Clearly. And he went off, y'all. Drop the fire emojis in the chat right now. If this brother went off, I'm going to drop my fireball, okay? I'm going to go ahead and drop it because he just laid out the whole plot of these chicks. These chicks are only saying that certain things don't matter because they themselves messed up. And so, again, to be able to cope and save face, it's much easier to just say, oh, that don't matter anyway. And, you know, I ain't worried about that anyway. No, we're trying to set ourselves up for the best case scenario. And we already know the best case scenario is to have some kind of structure and some kind of union and unit to where both parties are together, possibly and preferably married, so that we can have that security and that stability that we need, that a child would need, so on and so forth. There's so many different levels and layers to the conversation. And let's be very, very honest, you all, and y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. This conversation actually goes beyond just children, though, right? Let's go there. While we are seeing more and more men out here not having kids, a lot of these men would, however, like to settle down and like to be with a woman. And a lot of these women who are trying to bash these men for not having children, they themselves, and I hate to even say this, but this is just being honest, you all, Completely brutally honest. A lot of those women, they don't want the children that they have. They would have much rather just got married, settled down with a man, and had a DINK situation. And for a lot of you all who are not familiar with DINK, which is double income, no kids, relationships or marriages, that is pretty much a man and a woman coming together, getting married, having a long-term committed union or relationship, and keeping all of their money to themselves, sharing their wealth amongst each other. All of the money that would be divvied up to spend on children, hey, we can use that money to save, invest, go on vacation, buy properties, homes, whatever. So a lot of men and women out there would at least have liked to have a DINK type of setup. I don't even care about having kids. We don't even need all of that. Hell, me, myself, I'm a happily married woman, and me and my husband have a DINK setup. Now, will that change in the future? Who knows? We got to see how this economy is looking. All right, I'm gonna be real about it. But at the same time, you all, I do think that it's important to call out the fact that a lot of these women are also bearing witness to a lot of these men flourishing and living their best lives. Like the other guy said, like, look, grandma, trust me, I know how to make a baby, but she got to be worthy. And on top of that, grandma, I like my freedom. I like my peace. A lot of the men feel that way. But with that being said, let's say you have guys out here who maybe don't even want children necessarily, but they would have liked to have a woman to share their life with, to build with, to have life experiences with. Like, they would have loved even that. But y'all don't qualify for that either. That's another uncomfortable truth of the conversation. These women are not only upset that a lot of these men are flourishing without them, childless and all, but damn, y'all can't at least get into relationships with us? We don't even have to have no children, but can we at least get married and live happily ever after? Have double income, no kids, and be able to travel and flourish and live our happily ever after? Like, can we at least do that? And the men are still like, no. And let's not even get into how a lot of guys out here are really just focused on themselves today. They don't have time for a woman, let alone a child. Even if they would have really desired to have that. And let's be completely transparent, you all. The economy is so messed up that it's a lot of women out here as well who are choosing not to have children, which is why DINK relationships exist in the first place. So you even have women taking this stance. It's not just the men. And with that being said, though, what we are seeing in today's time especially is the single women who are baby mamas complaining about certain things because maybe the men really X them out. They really don't qualify. You have childless women that don't even qualify or meet the requirements or the standards of a lot of these men today who are working hard, who are putting in all of their energy into building their wealth, building their assets, making sure that they are flourishing. You have women out here who don't have a lot of quote unquote baggage or additional responsibilities attached to them, and these men are still like, no. So you know damn well, sis, you are getting rejected. And it's no shade. I just gotta be real. It's the baby mamas out here who are complaining about men out here not having children because y'all need rescuers and y'all need stepdaddies for y'all's kids. Let's start there. And then the men that y'all did choose to procreate with, they're nowhere to be found. And now a lot of y'all are realizing and recognizing that it is the guys out here who are child-free, who are prioritizing their peace, their sanity, their safety, their finances. You're realizing that you should have chose him. That's all I got for y'all today, though. Y'all let me know if you agree, if you disagree. Are you a child-free man that's living your best life? And maybe you do want children one day, someday, but right now it's just not looking that well for you. Do you have a DINK set up or situation? Do you plan on changing that in the future? Or do you just plan on living happily ever after with your wife or your husband and doing it big alone? Okay, let us know. But I have to come through and share this because a lot of these chicks, they are coping extremely hard with this new reality that a lot of men are, first things first, rejecting them, and they are refusing to procreate with them and have these women leech and eat off of them. And so they're trying to shame these guys to make them tolerate and accept whatever baggage that they have, or they're trying to have unlimited access to these men by making them their baby daddies. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, feedback in the comment section down below, and I'm going to check y'all in the next dope discussion. Much love and peace to all of my crown heads.
People that are married and don't have children and don't want children, they are really the ones that got life figured out. And they don't get enough credit. Because, like, I don't envy many, but I envy you motherfuckers. Y'all, yeah. I know your motherfucking house is clean. I know it's quiet. You guys don't spend no Saturdays at basketball games. You guys probably plan vacations so easy and elegantly. You're not looking for, a babysitter. You probably just get up and fucking go. All your fucking PTO time is used on yourself.